republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, and agenda item number 3, call to the public. Do we have any slips to call to the public?
I do not.
Okay, moving on to agenda item 4, consider authorizing the Youth Detention Center to hire a youth services specialist starting at $15.39 per hour, youth services salary grade 2, step 1, to fill a vacancy.
I'll make that motion.
Support?
Motion and support, open for discussion. Any questions, discussion? Anyone here to speak on it? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Nay. Motion passes. Moves on to Wednesday. Agenda item number 5, consider approving the fiscal year 2019-2020 grant contract with Michigan Indigent Defense Commission, MIDC, for the Public Defender's Office. Total authorized budget of $945,865.40, state contribution of $839,784, and local share of $106,082 for 10/1/2019 through 9/30/2020.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion
Support?
with support, open for discussion.
I do have one question, Mr. Chairman, and actually would apply to both of them. I don't see a budget line item. These are budgeted items? Is that true?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Yeah, the vacancy is, actually,
obviously,
that vacancy, he had it back in January. That's there, and it's just filling a vacancy. And the public defenders, we pay a set amount. I think it's $106,000 this year. It goes up like 2% a year, and the rest is completely funded by the state.
Okay.
So, should we have the budget line item number on there for Wednesday? Is that what you're asking for?
I thought we had those before, and I was
We have
assuming
okay.
these were budgeted items, but I just wanted to ask that question.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're not new.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on to discussion, agenda item number 5, Mr. Corman.
Thank you.
Doug's here.
For the budget line item for indigent defense, we're Fund 287, and I think it's a 600 account the state money goes into, and 611 the county share goes into. And Mr. Harrington's correct, our share goes up 2% from 103,000 last year to roughly 106,000 this year. We do have 4 full-time attorneys, 1 part-time, 2 full-time staff at this time. The state is looking maybe down the future of adding 1 more position for our office, someone to help with the reporting and financial aspects of the job, because I am an acting attorney as well. Our caseload, just roughly for the last 3 months, I just did a report to the state, was about 370 new cases filed, criminal cases in Shiawassee County District Court. Everything starts there. We handle about 320 of those in district court. In circuit court, there was roughly 69 new cases filed for that time period, felonies only. We handled 50 of those. 19 of them had private retained counsel or substituted in for us. So we're on the average running per attorney, except for the part-time that runs maybe 20 to 30 cases. We are running nearly 60 apiece at any given time in our department. So we are busy. The only budget increase the county sees is the state mandated share, and that is $106,000.
Yeah, 106, $82.
And Mr. Corbin, how many years will that 2% increase? Until we're 100%, or?
No, that is not the goal.
Okay.
I don't know for sure.
Okay.
I only know of this last year and then this year going up.
Okay.
I think it would be probably more like maybe a cost of living type increase,
Okay.
but I don't think it's supposed to increase any more than 2.2%
Okay.
any given time.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, it's just a cost of living. It's not, the state pays, they're still gonna be paying 90%, of their
Of our budget.
budget. And that'll, I mean, they get cost of living in that too, so I mean, it's just a portion of the budget as it increases. It's not coming in to subsume part of their budget into it. It's
Okay.
just our share.
Thank you, thank you.
The statute is not looking to have counties fully fund this because you can't. It is the state grant basically is how we do that, and each year the grant goes up a little bit more, our share just slightly up. I think the state is paying about 100,000 more than they paid last year for our budget. This includes new flooring for our office and wall painting. Unfortunately, how the budgets fell, we got the new furniture in first. So we've got our new furniture sitting on the old floor, old walls, so we'll have to kind of do one room at a time and shuffle that around when it comes to it. So there will be some upgrades. That's approximately budgeted $24,900 for those upgrades for the office. I did take initial quotes, and everything was within budget, but I'll have to get a new budget because we're going to have to add on moving the furniture a little bit to that. Other than that, it keeps employees the same. There is a request for a pay grade increase for my chief assistant, Amy Husted. We are still paid lower than the prosecution's office. We're looking for a bump for myself and for Amy because she is my chief assistant. And she's also being trained by me to handle reports, everything that I do on a daily basis in case I'm sick or off for an extended time. Or God forbid you guys fire me. So I am teaching her how to fill in if I am vacation or whatever.
And that increase is not, I mean, that money will come, that comes from the state.
That's 100% state funded, and it is in keeping with the pay wage study. I'm currently at a level 12, that would bump to a level 13. Amy's currently at a level 10, and then that would bump her up to a level 11. On the increases, so it's within, we are still, we're supposed to be parity with the prosecuting attorney's office. However, when this was first designed, it wasn't sure how busy we would be, what all it would entail, and so Dan is the chief assistant. He is a level 12 for the prosecution. Amy, my chief assistant, would be a level 1, so that there is a little bit, there is a difference there, about 10,000 or so. And so I'm just asking for that increase. The state is fully funding it. In fact, they want to give all my attorneys a raise, but we have to keep in line with the prosecutor's office. That would just, I think, cause huge problems but the state really did want to see us get paid more. But I said I could not exceed for each category what the prosecutors are paid.
Well, I'm happy to see that. I mean, some of you remember I was a no vote on some of this, and last year when we were doing this, and part of it was the salaries, because I thought the salary should be more comparable to the prosecutor's office, so I'm glad to see that.
This bumps it up a
This
little bit.
bumps it up. That was one of my, there were a couple things that I wasn't comfortable with, and that was one of them, so that's good. So, does anyone have any other questions for Doug, either on this, or how things are going, or?
I hear good work. Yeah.
Clearly.
We're working hard. When I set out for this office, I quoted the papers that I want our office to go to rich people and want to hire us to defend them. And that's happening quite a bit. Unfortunately, due to the income levels in this county, for most of last year's budget, I could count on one hand how many people had to pay back the cost of our office. Fortunately, we're starting to see a rise in income, and they're having to pay back, and that goes into a fund for the county. County keeps 80%. Say if somebody makes $30,000 a year, can't afford to get an attorney, we can represent them, but they're going to have to pay us back at a rate of $60 an hour. Typically on a misdemeanor case, that's around $200. 80% goes right into the county's general fund when they pay the cost of their attorney fees. 20% goes back to the state. So as our economy grows, we can see more of better funding from our office to pay back that $106,000 that you have to pay. So we keep a tight record, and we have the judges tell the people they may have to pay back some of the cost of their court-appointed attorney, so that we are trying to capture every dollar for the county that we can. I'm not sure if any of you knew that existed. So.
Glad to refresh our memory. Yes.
So there is a way to recoup some of that cost, but it's at a very low rate. Most of the people are under the threshold. If you're under this year, it's roughly $17,300 for a single person. If you make less than that, our services are free. If you make over that, then you have to pay back part of the cost. And then it goes up per family member.
Well, thank you, Mr. Corn.
And the state sent a contract once it's finally voted on and approved. They have signatures.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes, moves on to Wednesday's committee of the whole. Item agenda number 6, other agenda items. Does anybody have anything? I have one item I'd like to ask commissioners, or anyone in the room. I know we've had discussions in the past about the elevators in our different buildings, including 2 of our courthouses. Is anyone aware of when or why these safety inspection certificates were removed from the elevators? Is no one aware of that? No one? Okay, probably more to come on that in the next couple days, but I just found it very interesting that today they've all been removed. Agenda item number 7, call to the public. Any items, Madam Clerk?
No.
No? Okay. With that, meeting adjourned.
Ready? All right, I'd like to call this meeting of the Health and Human Services Committee to order. Can you stand and say pledge? Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we have our first call to the public. Matthew Shepard.
My concern is for the Veterans Committee. Just a few short years ago, we asked for an investigation of the Veterans Committee and where money was going. Answer wasn't really provided to the full intent, or extent, however you want to call it, where that money went. Individuals were removed from the committee, and now one of them has been replaced to the committee, John Pytosh. It was an agreement amongst the commissioners that were here at the time. A couple of you are present, and yet you still reappointed this individual. I was told that you folks didn't receive any other applications. I applied. I'm sure you saw my resume, my application, my DD 214. Currently, as of last month, there was over $400,000 in a special account that's not being utilized by the veterans for assisting the veterans. How much is going to accumulate, and what does the Veterans Committee plan to do with that money if they're not going to use it to assist veterans in need? There's over 30 pages of why not to give the money out to veterans that are in need. I'd like to know why isn't the money being utilized as it's provided by the taxpayers? If it's not going to be utilized by the tax to do that function, then I guess you should probably remove it from the taxes of the taxpayers. Is it going to be worth my effort to apply for the position again that you have open? Or have you already ascertained exactly who you're going to put in? From my knowledge, Mike Nations is recommending another individual before your applications are even in. The deadline is set for the 28th of this month. So you're not going to accept any other applications? Is that the situation?
You're gonna need to wrap it up, Mr. Shepherd.
That's it.
All right, thank you.
More to come.
I'm sure. All right, next agenda item. Consider authorizing the health department to hire a secretary grade 2 at salary grade 2 of $28,579 to $34,944 to fill a vacancy. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I will second that. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Our next agenda item is to consider authorizing the Veterans Affairs Office to hire an administrative assistant Veteran Services Coordinator, ASME salary grade 3 of $30,722 to $37,565 to fill a vacancy. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I will second that. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Do we have any other agenda items?
I have nothing at this time.
Nothing. Brings us to our second call to the public. I don't have any other slips. Do I have anyone else that would like to address the Health and Human Services Committee? All right, we are adjourned.